OCN presents a sports exclusive. The CIF Southern Section Division 10 Football Championship, featuring the Lancers of Orange Lutheran High against the Montclair Prep Mounties. Tonight's telecast is brought to you by Al's Woodcraft, Allen Tire, Lazy Boy, Triangle Square, Newport Ski Company, Contractors Referral Network, Restore Physical Therapy, the Baseball Baron, and by Laguna Hills Mall, Mall of Orange, the Webb Automotive Group, Office Furniture Unlimited, Software House, and Heavenly Sleep Shop. And now from LA Valley College, OCN's Jim Watson and Tom Catlin.
Los Angeles Valley College, it is OCN's coverage of the CIF Division 10 championship football game between the Orange Lutheran Lancers and the Montclair Prep Mounties. Montclair Prep, no stranger to the CIF finals. They were in it in 1992. But for Orange Lutheran, it is their first trip to the big show. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Watson. I will provide the canvas. But, of course, OCN's Tom Catlin will paint the picture. Tell us about Orange Lutheran, Tommy, a team that not supposed to be in the finals, surprisingly not even supposed to be in the playoffs.
That's right. They weren't even picked to be in the top 5 in the Olympic League, and they ended up winning the whole thing. And a key reason they won the Olympic League, their quarterback. And it sounds kind of cliche to say that a team counts on their quarterback, but the Lancers count on their quarterback more so than other teams. Joe Giuliano is the man. He threw for about 1,400 yards. He also ran for 900 plus yards. So total about 2,500 yards of total offense from Giuliano. He's the quarterback. He can run. He can throw. They like to run the option, and he likes to throw to Michael Crawford.
And Michael Crawford, just the sophomore, he's the leading receiver. But Tommy, I understand that Giuliano not 100% for the big game.
That's right. Jim Kunow said his quarterback's about 80%. He had a contusion to his thigh, so he's having a tough time running, which will change the Lutheran strategy. They like to run the option, but they will probably run it less tonight because Giuliano's a little banged up, and that means they have to go to the short passing game.
And that is going to involve Che Holloway, the tailback, obviously.
That's right. Holloway ran for 1,160 yards during the season. He can also catch the ball out of the backfield, and we will probably see quite a bit of that tonight to save Giuliano's leg. They will try the option early, and if Giuliano's hurting, they'll go to Che running and throwing to him.
On the other side of things for Montclair Prep, well, they have an advantage on the offensive and defensive lines. In fact, they outweigh Orange Lutheran 267 to 205 as an average. To give you an indication of this, Langston Woodbury is the big man, literally, for Montclair Prep. He weighs 290 pounds. To give you an indication of that, Tommy and I weigh 295 together. How about their quarterback, Daryl Dent? He was a wide receiver until this week. George Giannini, the head coach of Montclair Prep, he said, I want my best athlete to handle the ball, and so Daryl Dent gets the nod at quarterback. But the best athlete on the field, in my opinion, is Akil Anderson, the tailback, who is really a fullback. He's 5'9", 195 pounds, and he's quoted as saying, I love to run over people. He averages 9 yards a carry. In fact, he's had 881 yards in the playoffs. He missed 6 games during the regular season, and the kid can play. Everybody wants him, but they'll have to wait a year. He's just a junior. We're coming back with more. The CIF Division 10 Championship from Los Angeles Valley College on OCN next.
Y'all ain't getting my movie. Y'all already took everything else except my boots and my drawers. Yo, they don't want my concert movie to come out. They don't want this brother to say what he got to say. Hey, the concert movie. They don't want the people to hear the truth. The concert movie. Mama! Oh, damn! I was gonna get you the movie. Got to give the people, give the people.
Showtime invites you to catch all the excitement. Uncut and commercial-free. Discover something new. Share the fun. Laugh out loud. Experience the thrill. Get more of what you want to see. only on Showtime.
Welcome to another great night of Showtime Championship Boxing. Down goes Douglas. Evander Holyfield is the new heavyweight champion of the world. Ray keeps coming back. Ruddock is up against the rope. Chavez wins again. Another spectacular night on Showtime Championship Boxing.
L&B Feedhorn weather cover.
Jim.
100 feet RG6 burial table.
Couldn't you have hired someone to do this?
Guy wanted 150 bucks. I'm saving us money. Whoops. Dish must face south.
Jim.
Make sure the line of sight is clear for best reception.
These days, when everyone's promising you the future of television,
Jim.
isn't it nice to know you already have it?
Back at Los Angeles Valley College just moments before kickoff. And again, it's Montclair Prep coming in at 10-1. And Tom, interesting because they're not really a Division 10 team. They play a freelance schedule. And CIF decides at the end of the year where they're going to go in the playoffs.
That's right, but enrollment-wise, Montclair Prep fits in at Division 10. They're just a quality program, so some of the other coaches in the league or the division feel that they don't belong.
Yeah, about 320 kids, I think, is the enrollment. So Division 10 size, that's correct in terms of school population, but everybody says they're a much better football team than that. In fact, one of the writers in the local paper was quoted as saying that the best way to describe Montclair Prep is they don't belong in this division. Orange Lutheran, on the other side, had never won the Olympic League. They were picked last this year, but changed that all around. They win the Olympic League and Coach Championship and have found themselves in the playoffs because of that great win in the semifinals last week in overtime in San Pedro against Mary Star. Now, Tommy, you watched the coin flip, and we've already had a little controversy already.
Montclair Prep, very much confidence in their defense. They're giving up only 43 yards rushing per game, so they won the toss, they deferred, they will kick.
So Orange Lutheran will have the ball first off as we start the Division 10 CIF Championship, and it's coming to you on OCN Sports. It's a pooch, and it's going to be short, and it's Che Holloway, and Holloway breaks up the middle across the 40 to the 46-yard line, so a very nice return for Orange Lutheran. And Tommy, it looked like about 8 guys coming out of an elevator, and Holloway up over the 45.
Holloway was first out of the elevator, and that's a great start for the Lancers because with Montclair Prep's reputation as a team that can stop just about anything, that was a big pickup.
Montclair Prep, of course, only allowing 107 yards as their defense. Orange Lutheran's offense, on the other hand, averaging 31 points and led by Joe Giuliano, the quarterback, number 16, and that guy kneeling down, Che Holloway, just returned the kickoff. Holloway, of course, the transfer from Tustin High School, just a junior, so he's back next year. Giuliano, though, will be gone. This is his final prep game. He's talking to a lot of schools, and some are talking back, like Joe Paterno at Penn State, and we'll tell you, the kid can sling the peach, huh?
He's already got a visit to West Point planned, so he could be a cadet.
All right, Giuliano and the offense grouping there at the 35-yard line, and everybody's waiting for Holloway to tie his high top. Now he rejoins the offense. All right, we talked to Kuna ahead of time, the head coach of Orange Lutheran, and he said because of Giuliano's injury, they're going to rely more on the option. Loose ball, and Montclair Prep has jumped on it. Number 58, Tommy, and I don't have a 58.
Will Tuccio.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sure I said that right.
Will Tuccio with the recovery. It never looked like Giuliano got a clean snap. He had his hands underneath, but when he pulled away, no pig.
He had the right foot back before he got the snap, and it looked like they were thinking option on the first play of the game, and he never got the snap.
So Montclair Prep with excellent field position. Orange Lutheran had it at their 45, and Montclair Prep just one play later at the Orange Lutheran 47, and look for Akeel Anderson. He's number 5. He's a tailback, although he's shaped more like a fullback, and there he is up the middle. Orange Lutheran obviously knew about him ahead of time. Nice second effort down to the 43-yard line as he picks up about 5 yards. Bring up a second down and a long 5. And we're going to call Akeel Anderson's name all night long. If you missed us at the top, well, shame on you. But he's picked up 881 yards in the playoffs, Tom.
He's a moose back there. Pennell on the tackle, and you don't want your defensive backs making the tackles all night on him.
And Pennell, one of the wide receivers as well. In fact, you covered him last year, and he used to light it up with Giuliano. That's when we first became aware of Orange Lutheran. Second down and 5 now, and it's Anderson again. And again, he is into the secondary inside the 35, or right about to the 35-yard line, and that's enough for a first down for the Mounties of Montclair Prep. Montclair Prep, of course, from Van Nuys, and Orange Lutheran from the city of Orange.
The big man Langston Woodbury opening up a nice hole on that one.
Langston Woodbury, 290 pounds.
6'1". That's a rock.
Says he aspires to be a movie director, Tom. I think at that size, you can do just about anything.
You can make big films.
Good look there at the Orange Lutheran 8-man front. And the naked bootleg Darrell Dent with the fake, and it works. And he's got some room down the sideline. One guy out of bounds at the 10-yard line as Travis Paddock saved the touchdown for Orange Lutheran. A heck of a fake by Dent, who is not the usual quarterback. He was a wide receiver until this game. And Montclair Prep and their head coach, George Giannini, decided that they wanted to move their best athlete. This is a quote: "We want to move our best athlete to where he can handle the ball." And you saw there with a nice left-handed fake, Tom.
That pump fake froze the Lancers, and Jim Kunow said he was afraid of their speed, the Mounties' speed.
Yeah, he said they're bigger and better athletes, is what he said. There's the handoff to Anderson, who tries the right side. A straight arm, and dragged down from behind at the 5-yard line by Tom Pinnell. And there's Pinnell again, another tackle for the secondary.
That was a nice straight arm by Akil. If he can keep that up, he'll have a big night.
Anderson is 195 pounds, and as Giannini, his head coach, said, he is bigger than the USC fullback right now, and here he is playing tailback in high school, so you can see there's a problem with numbers right there for the Orange Lutheran defense.
The stiff arm to the face was pretty effective. We'll see if he goes to it again.
4 plays, and they've moved all the way down to the 5-yard line. Second down, and Dent rearranges, and they're going to go off tackle left, and there's Anderson picking his way through for a couple of yards down to the 3-yard line, where he's stacked up right there. Tommy, if I'm Montclair Prep, I want this guy outside. I mean, they're working him inside the tackles, but he's got the speed and the strength where he can beat everybody to the corner, and then he can run over D-backs and safeties.
Coach Kunow said they were going to go with an 8-man front, sometimes even 9, to try to force the pass. Unfortunately, the first time Dent rolled out to pass, he had some running room. So far, the Lancers D keeping them to short gains, but they are marching.
There's no secret here. Obviously, Orange Lutheran knew coming in, they got to stop Anderson. They haven't done it thus far at the 2-yard line. It's a third down.
They can get a first down at about the 1.
Again with the man in motion. A nice play from the backside right there by Paul Mittman, the junior offensive lineman, playing a defensive end on that play of Orange Lutheran. Nice play, good pursuit from the weak side, and pull down Anderson from behind.
It's 4th down. It looks like they can get a first down at about the 1-yard line. It looks like 4th and 2. This would be a huge stop for the Lancers. Does it look like Montclair will go to the kicking game? It does not.
No, I don't think so. Dent came over to the sideline, and I don't think they were making a decision. I think they were just basically working on a play. I don't think they were ever thinking about putting the ball on the ground.
So here they go.
Dent looks both sides of his offense. 2 tight ends. Here's the pitch to Anderson. He can get a first down, and he can get a touchdown. But he is short of the goal line. I think he's got enough for the first down.
It looks like a first.
No.
Oh,
it is not.
Lancers ball, no first down. How is that not a first down?
Obviously, he had to get to the 1-yard line for the first down, and it was very close. But on that side, you can see some of the Orange Lutheran rooters who right away were excited about it, Tom, and to bail ourselves out on that one since we were both wrong. Well, we had a bad angle.
That's a big stop.
That's huge.
That's a big stop for the Lancers, and to show, what are they calling now? They're calling it a first down.
It sure looks like, yeah. So we were right the first time. They give him a first down on it. And you can see where the ball is marked there, Tom. It was maybe a half a ball length from the goal line. And that would have been enough based on where the markers were for a first down. So it is first down now for Montclair Prep. At the 1-foot line, we'll call it. Dent looks to his right side and now sends a man in motion. They usually go off tackle that way, and they do. It's Anderson. Meets 3 guys at the goal line, and a late call, but it is a touchdown for Montclair Prep.
Anderson hammered in from the 1. He got about 1 1/3 yards.
So they moved it well from the 47-yard line after the turnover. If you missed the first series, Orange Lutheran had it first down at their own 47-yard line after a nice return by Che Holloway. But on first down, Joe Giuliano, the quarterback, unable to get the snap. And Montclair Prep with the recovery. It took them about 8 plays from there. And they had 1 4th down, but they got the first, and then they get the touchdown on Anderson. The extra point is low, but it still counts, and it's 7-0 Mounties. So, Tom, coming into this thing, Orange Lutheran knew you got to stop Anderson, you got to control the ground game. They knew that's what was going to come at them from Montclair Prep. They don't throw the ball, they don't like to put it in the air, and they don't need to.
That's right. The big play on that drive was the Dent rollout, picked up about 15 yards, but Akil picked up yards when he needed them, including the first down and then the touchdown.
Yeah, the nice left-handed fake on that sweeper. It was almost a naked bootleg around the corner. Naked is a skinny dip. That's a new cliche I'm going to work in tonight.
G-rated. This is family viewing.
So Orange Lutheran now goes back to receive their second kickoff of the night. They had a good return the first time. Che Holloway took it back out to the 47-yard line through a mob of folks. But again, on first down, Giuliano and the offense turned it over. And obviously in a championship game, not to point out the obvious, but turnovers will kill you. And so far, it has hurt Orange Lutheran. They trail 7-0 on the scoreboard. And we're just about 6 minutes into this contest. This one again will go to Holloway, who gathers it in at the 20-yard line and waits for the wedge. It never materializes down at the 32-yard line.
He's out to about the 32, and Montclair Prep not able to kick the ball very deep. He picked that one up at the 20, brought it out to, what, the 32, 33-yard line, so that could be a key later in the game if Montclair Prep cannot kick it deep. Special teams and in the kicking game, obviously, they're always an interesting thing at this level, and maybe Montclair Prep knows about Holloway, and so they want to contain him. They're going to give him the ball up to the 30-yard line, but they just don't want him to break a long one. Giuliano shifts into the shotgun and has 4 receivers in the pattern. They go trips right. Here's the inside screen, and it's complete, and he's got some room. Danny Young. That's a great pickup. It's a good call. Giuliano threw a nice soft ball, good touch, down to the 42-yard line of Montclair Prep. Young was the wide receiver on the trips right, and he just comes behind the 2 guys who... That was a great call. Montclair Prep came with the linebacker blitz, and the dump-off pass was called before the blitz even happened, and worked out quite a bit for the Lancers. Yeah, the 2 inside receivers just run a deep route and chase off the secondary, and then Young circles back inside. So now they go from the eye on first down from the Montclair Prep 42-yard line. There's the fake, and Giuliano to the air again. He's got his receiver a second time. He's 2 for 2 through the air. That's Pennell. Tom Pennell, yeah. And we knew about him last year, right? Because you covered them a couple of times when they were playing Saturday afternoon games, the obscurity of Saturday afternoon high school football. And we ferreted out that story last year. We knew about these guys. Playing under the sun. No one knew about Giuliano. No one knew about the Lancers, but they showed a great air game. And Giuliano at 6'4" can look over the line and he can toss it. He's looking confident right now. And let's remind everybody that Giuliano is hurt. He's got a bad right thigh, and it hurts when he pushes off. There's the option to Che Holloway, who's forced back inside, but he gets what he wants. He saw a huge hole, and he accelerated through that hole. Down to the 15-yard line. Doesn't take much room for Holloway to pick up 15. Tom, when he first got the pitch, I'm looking at it on the monitor, and you can see it looked like he was hemmed in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys, and the 7th guy finally brings him down right there. See, he went from 0 to 50 in about 2 steps. Yeah, he's a big load, no doubt. It took a couple of guys to finally pull him down at the 15-yard line, and this is great to see this kind of life come out of the Orange Lutheran offense. You know, after the catastrophe fumbling on first down that first series, you know, you work all year long to get to this point, and then you fumble a simple exchange between quarterback and center. But now they come back after Montclair Prep gets their score, and they drive it right back down the field. So this is nice to see Orange Lutheran moving the ball. They could have really, at least it's nice if you're from Orange County. That fumble could have really taken the wind out of him, as you said. Giuliano marches up to the line, and you can tell he's very confident. Remember that Montclair Prep's defense very stingy. This group, they let up just 107 yards a game. And they have 3 shutouts on the year. A lot of folks made the trip up from Orange County. We're thinking about 1,300 or 1,400 on the far side of the field. Now the official's going to hold things up. Giuliano wants to talk to Young, make sure everybody is set. And now he sends Michael Crawford out wide right again. Trips right, and Che Holloway is your lone setback. Giuliano now sends him in motion to the left, so no one behind Giuliano, and he goes to the air. He's 2 for 2 so far, and now he's 3 for 3. It's Young again, down to the 7-yard line as he works the inside. So a little bit of a conservative passing game, but you got to like it. So either Kunau has changed his mind, Tom, or he was just giving us a bunch of hot air before the game, because he told us, hey, Giuliano's hurt, we're going to keep the ball on the ground, we're going to run the option. He said he'd like the short passing game if he had to go to it, and they do have a very good short passing game. One thing on that option that they ran to Holloway earlier, Giuliano did not look like he wanted to run with it. Remind me never to buy a used car from Kunau.
The snap to Giuliano, and he gives to Holloway up the middle, churning down to about the 4-yard line is where they're going to mark his progress.
See, he wasn't kidding. They're going to the running game.
Great athletes on Montclair Prep. As you look at their defense, you can see these guys can play. And again, I mentioned that they're just letting up a little over 100 yards a game. But right now on this drive alone, Orange Lutheran about 67 yards right now. And it's a good drive. It's a controlled drive. And even through the air, the passes are not dangerous. They're throwing routes underneath the linebackers. And Dan Young's been the big guy so far on the drive.
Jim Kuna was worried about Montclair Prep's speed on both sides of the ball, but it looks like the Lancers have the offensive speed to keep up with the Prep's defense.
Dan Young, if you're looking, is wide right, and the give is to Che Holloway at the 1-yard line. He stood up, and does he get in? Watch the refs. And now the ball's loose, but after the whistle, they're going to mark him short. Holloway is so strong as the linebacker meets him at the 1, and they both stand straight up, nobody given an inch.
Great work by the end zone cam. Good job by the refs. They were right there. He might have put the ball over after the whistle.
Do we have to start complimenting the truck already? I thought we were going to wait till the 4th. Giuliano coming out of the huddle, and he looks excited about whatever it is. Now they got a fullback in front of Holloway, and why not give it to 34 again? And they do, and he runs into his own man as he runs into Todd Gravitt, the guard on that side. And that's really what brought Holloway down. And he had a bit of a scene.
We were told before the game they like to run behind Gravitt. Gravitt never played football before this year. This is his first year. So the starting tackle for Orange Lutheran has never played before. Shows up, he starts.
He probably thinks the season lasts this long.
Actually, the program has him as a tight end.
Doesn't always. Stratton is the fullback, Matt Stratton. He's right behind Giuliano. And Giuliano keeping himself. He stands up at the goal line and is turned away. Kenny Peffer met him, number 6.
Giuliano likes to keep from inside the 10. Not a bad call. It was one-on-one, and the Montclair Prep won.
Giuliano is not a small kid. He's 6'3", about 215, and it's 4th down for Orange Lutheran at the 1. Montclair Prep had a 4th down earlier. They got their first down, but for Orange Lutheran, well, Lancers have to put the ball in the end zone. You can see right there in the bottom left of your screen, it is just out of the shadow of the goal line. And one more time, Giuliano comes up with Stratton and Holloway behind him.
Got to be looking option.
One receiver, you got to keep it on the ground here, I think. And they do. It's Holloway, and he is right at the goal line, and he is not in, and Orange Lutheran is denied. They're turned away. Thanks for coming.
Guess who? The big guy,
Langston Woodbury.
He's in every shot because he is 290 pounds. But on that one, he was in Holloway's face before he even got out of the backfield.
And Tommy, Holloway was moving when he met Woodbury right at the goal line, but 290 got the better of that one.
A good drive by the Lancers. They may be able to take something away from it, but no points.
Yeah, we're working field position right now, so let's see if Montclair Prep can move it away from their own goalposts. Orange Lutheran moves the ball all the way down to the 1-foot line, 70 yards, and then it is denied. First down, it's Anderson who follows the lead blocker. It breaks the tackle, and again, it's Pinnell making the stop at the 7-yard line, and it looked like a fumble, but maybe the ball just bounced away from Anderson. He got it right back.
Looks like the Prep, the Mounties, I keep calling them the Preps, Montclair Preps, Mounties offensive line is pushing the Lancers D-line around a little bit.
Well, we talked about the weight differential here, and it's about 267 to 205 on an average. But, of course, the numbers are skewed a little bit with Woodbury up there.
I have to side with the little guy.
Darrell Dent, the quarterback, was a receiver until this week. He's there because he's their best athlete. Turns and pitches to Anderson. And Orange Lutheran with good pursuit, but he still manages to pick up a couple out near the 10-yard line. So 3 Lancers make contact with Anderson on that one before they bring him down to the grass. Cold night at LA Valley College, the Division 10 championship. Jim Watson along with Tom Catlin, and the temperature just dipping below 50 degrees prior to kickoff. Field not in great shape, but it shouldn't become a factor in this game. Both teams predominantly run-oriented, so it shouldn't be much of a problem.
Chilly if you're a fan, but great if you're a player.
Yeah. You can see Dent going there with the cutoff and the short sleeves, and he does look like a great athlete.
0 receivers.
It's the naked bootleg again, and there is nobody on this side. And here comes Dent out to the 30-yard line, and he's got some room down the sideline, and he is gone. This will be a touchdown for Montclair Prep as he is going to go 80 80 yards, huh, Tom? 79, 80 yards. And once he got around that corner, there was just one guy left, Travis Paddock, and he was left in the vapor trail. Dent is a great athlete, and he is fast.
They had no receivers. He faked the handoff, and there was no Lancers out there on the left side. Dent took it all the way. There's a penalty flag down at the end of the play. I did not see a penalty.
Take a look at it again and watch. Here comes Paddock with the only chance to get him right there, and you can see Dent just goes by him, and what a great stride on this guy. And forget about it. He was gone at about the 40.
That's why they switched him from wide receiver to quarterback.
They ran Rigo Vasquez, number 8, in motion, and that threw off the Orange Lutheran defense. That was the key they were looking at. They all slanted left. They all got fooled.
It's a 15-yard penalty at the end of the play. I believe it was probably a celebration.
One of those dancing penalties.
I missed the dance, but it's now 13-zip Montclair Prep.
You know, I should be flagged for dancing. You've never seen it, have you?
Extra point's going to be a 35-yard boot.
And it's not going to get there. So it is 13-0 Montclair Prep. But if you look at total yards, Orange Lutheran hasn't done so bad. They were turned away at the 1-yard line, and just 4 plays later, Daryl Dent, the receiver turned quarterback, runs a naked bootleg, and he runs it 80 yards for a touchdown. And the Mounties are on top 13-0. And this is just what Jim Kuna and the Orange Lutheran coaching staff, they were afraid of this, Tom. They said, we can't get behind. We've got to stop their run. They haven't done it. And I think coming in, Orange Lutheran maybe a little too much emphasis on Anderson and not enough on Dent.
That's right. They have not stopped either one of them so far. Anderson's plowing it up the middle, and then when they fake it to him up the middle, Dent takes it to the outside. So far, effectively, he now has 3 carries for 118 yards.
Well, sure, that's not bad. That's what you want from your quarterback.
A mathematician might be able to figure out that average. I think it's 36.
Scott Stark with the kickoff, and a bit of a squib, and Orange Lutheran will just smother it right there. Chris Amato will turn it over to the OL offense at the 24-yard line. So Giuliano and the guys must be a little frustrated, Tom. They move it 3/4 the length of the stadium, and they get nothing for it. And then just a few plays later, the defense yields an 80-yard scamper, 13-0. And as Giuliano checks the wristband, I wonder if there is a play on there that says, when down 13-0, run this.
Air it out.
They can't panic, though. A lot of time left, obviously. 1.5 minutes still in the first quarter. Montclair Prep with an 8-man front threatening blitz, but they drop out of it now. Giuliano, 5-step drop, nobody open on the left. Receiver is open, it's Pennell, and Pennell's got it at the 40-yard line, and he'll be caught from behind, but a great play by Giuliano right there.
Robert Newman catches him from behind.
And Keith Johnson all the way down there holding his head. He can't believe that he got burned on it. Pennell with a great play. In time, you've seen this so many times, but at higher levels. Giuliano looks for his primary receiver. Nobody open. He reverses his field. Pennell, who's the secondary receiver on that side, releases to help his quarterback. He runs to the open spot. He runs with his quarterback. And Giuliano, watch it again. Nobody home there. Here he comes. And watch Pennell releases right now. And a sweet toss lays it right to him. Just like playing in the old schoolyard. And Pennell with one look back, and he said, I know I'm going to get caught, but I'm going to get what I can down at the 20-yard line.
Perfect spiral from Giuliano.
And you can see why Giuliano is a D1 prospect. Pro set now. Young in the backfield, but it's Giuliano now looking for Young in and out of his hands at the 10-yard line as the pass a little bit behind him. So for the first time, we've seen Dan Young line up in the backfield. We've seen him catch a couple of balls underneath and make something out of it, and that time they try to work him out of the backfield.
That tip by Young was scary. It could have been picked, but everyone went for the tackle.
Yeah, you always hate that down there. Giuliano brings him up on a 2nd and 10 from the 20, and if there's an early critical play, it's time for Orange Lutheran to make one. The inside throw to Young again, who is hammered, but he holds on. And Dan Young is a guy that we knew a little about coming in, but we didn't figure he was going to be the big guy. Of course, Michael Crawford, the sophomore, number 28, is the leading receiver for Orange Lutheran. Crawford has 29 catches and 500 yards, but Dan Young is the guy.
He gets whacked by Peffer. He got the shoulder pads into the ribs, hoping Dan Young didn't feel that one as badly as it looked.
Don't let anybody tell you they don't hit the D10. Giuliano under center at the 13-yard line on a 3rd down and 3. Fakes to the tailback, Che Holloway. Now they're going to set up the screen to Holloway, and he's got to get to the 10 for the 1st down, and he gets it, and he's banging people and running over people as he leaves Keith Johnson underneath his feet. and fights his way to the 7-yard line. Another good play by Che.
Another great call, too. They're letting the blitz happen. They're letting the blitz come in, and they're throwing over the top of it.
Holloway is doing a number out there, but Giuliano set up that play with a great ball fake, and he waited for the defense to get to him, and then he threw, and Akil Anderson was the guy chasing him down from behind. A lot of these guys at this level, Tom, because the rosters are small, going to play both ways.
It's the beauty of being 6'4". The roster has Giuliano at 6'3". He told me he was 6'2" last year, and he's 6'4" now, so when they made the rosters, he was 6'3". That's the end of the first quarter.
And not a good first quarter on paper for Orange Lutheran. Even worse on the scoreboard. Montclair Prep leads after one quarter, 13-0.
If you're more familiar with the remote control than you are with your youngest child, the solution is TV. Not TV, TV. You won't need a remote to find interesting programming all the time, from music to documentaries to classic movies. And there's a chance to try premium channels, Disney, Encore, Stars. Find it all in one spot, TV. The one network that has it all. And by the way, your kid's the one without the mute button.
First play of the second quarter, and it's Giuliano from the shotgun. And he's going to be chased out of the pocket, tries to break it to the outside and won't get there as he's dragged down by Anwan Jones, junior outside linebacker. Giuliano looking for a couple of receivers in the end zone. Everybody covered on that one. Crawford and Young both in the pattern, but Giuliano Sr. not going to throw a bad ball, especially not at this juncture. Tommy, another mistake is going to be critical right now.
Good call by Giuliano just to tuck it away and lose a little yardage and keep the ball. Jesse Cepeda with a little head twist on Giuliano at the end of that one.
Second down now from the 6-yard line for Orange Lutheran, who trails 13-0. And now they shift and send 3 receivers right. Holloway and Giuliano in the backfield from the shotgun. And they're going to run the option. Giuliano keeps it himself and drags the tackler down to the 2-yard line. So Giuliano with the bruised thigh, not afraid to keep it himself as he takes Rashawn Jones down to the 2.
Good job by Giuliano. Not much of a hole there. He made something out of nothing, and he squeezed through.
We know Giuliano can run. He scored the winning touchdown against Mary Star in overtime. And, of course, the California tiebreaker in high school football under CIF is 4 plays from the 10-yard line. That's what happened in the semifinals. And on first down, Giuliano went 10 yards himself and got what turned out to be the winning touchdown. From the eye now with a flanker left, it's Young who goes in motion. And Giuliano, the fake to Holloway, and throws in the back of the end zone. Michael Crawford covered very well. No chance on that one, and Giuliano throws it away. Henry Bell with the coverage, and great coverage.
Nobody open. Giuliano made the smart play there, and it's now 4th and goal from the 3.
They're trying to get Crawford into the offense. He's got 29 catches on the year. He scored 5 touchdowns, and he's racked up about 500 yards. He's just a sophomore, and he weighs 135 pounds, but he can play. And he's going to be around for a couple of years. You know, next year they got Crawford back. They got Holloway back. They lose Giuliano, but Orange Lutheran always manages to find some guys. Great story about Orange Lutheran, Tom. You know, most programs, they talk about how much they work on the offense. You see Jim Kunow going out on the field. They talk about how they work on their offense and defense. But at Orange Lutheran, they're probably the only program in Orange County that has a study hall before practice. They practice under the lights late at night, about 8 o'clock. Before that, the team spends about 2 or 3 hours together studying, working on the books a little bit, and they say it's paid off on the field.
Kunow loves that. He loves having student athletes. That's what he says.
Let's go. Let's go.
Play tough. Two-way players because they have
let's go.
the size of Orange Lutheran. They're going to play college ball, D1 definitely not, but not many are going to be able to play past this, so he knows studies are number 1.
13 hours they spend at school counting classes and study and practice. So they're going to come out of the huddle with a 4th and 3. Orange Lutheran took a timeout.
You think this week those study halls, maybe they went over a few plays?
Let's hope they did. Let's hope they have one here. 4th down and 3. Giuliano throws, got a man open at the goal line. A great catch, and it's a touchdown.
Beautiful catch. Is that Holloway?
Trying to pick up a number, and it is Holloway. It's Holloway or Young. I see a 4. I think it's Young. I think Young again with his second good catch.
It is Young.
It is Young. Young is 24 and Holloway 34. What a great catch. That's the second time he has been drilled as the ball arrived, and both times that's held on. That was a huge play on a 4th and 3.
That is huge. He knew he was going to get hammered when he made the catch.
and Giuliano stepped up and threw him a dart. Here's the extra point, which is very important now, and they get it. Matt Stratton, the fullback, tacks one on, and just like that, it's 13-7 with 10.5 to go in the second quarter, and that just changes things dramatically.
Nice drive by the Lancers, 13-7, 10.5 minutes left in the quarter, plenty of time. They now have the momentum early in the second quarter. Lancers Giuliano kept a few times. He went to Holloway. A nice drive, a great catch right there for the score. That was 4th down and 3. If they don't put points on the board inside the red zone, that could really take some air out of the Lutheran Lancers.
And halfway through the first quarter, they did come up empty as they were stopped at the 1-foot line. But now they've erased that. So they've been able to move the ball, Tom. A couple of times now they've moved it 70 yards on the other drive where they were stopped, and now they come right back again and move. And both times they've done that after Montclair Prep touchdowns. I think that's important to see how your team reacts after they've been scored on.
It's really important down 13-zip that Giuliano didn't gamble. He kept once when he could have thrown it. He threw one out of the back of the end zone. Giuliano did not panic, and he got the TD on 4th down.
So Stratton set to kick off for the Lancers, who have cut the lead to 13-7 now. They were behind 13-0 after 1 quarter. And they get it on a 4th and 3 early in the second. Dent, your quarterback, is back, and he will scoop it up at the 17-yard line and is hit out at the 27, and that's where the offense will take over for the Mounties. Brent Smith and Greg Cook, 87 on the hit there. Cook, I think, was the first guy down to meet him. So a little bit more to cheer about on the OL sideline. Maybe very
they've got to be perked up a little bit over there. The crowd's making some good noise.
Yeah,
the Orange Lutheran Lancers.
A lot of folks from Orange County made the trip up here, which is nice to see. Orange Lutheran with a real good support staff for the football team this year. Again, picked last in the Olympic League before things started. That's all been forgotten. They won it. Here's Anderson again. Anderson with a flag as he gets out at the 32-yard line. Usually this is holding and will come back.
Zebra threw a flag where there were no players. I'm not sure what he saw. It was in the holding zone.
Just late getting it out of the pocket, Tom. I think this one's going to come back against the Mounties. 10 minutes to go in the second quarter of the Division 10 championship game. Jim Watson along with Tom Catlin. 13-7, Montclair Prep on top of Orange Lutheran. Orange Lutheran, the top seed coming in to the playoffs. And Montclair Prep didn't even know if they'd be not in the playoffs, but in the Division 10 playoffs. You see they play a freelance schedule, and then after it's all over, CIF decides whether they're worthy of a playoff spot and where they should play based on their student enrollment, about 320. That's Division 10, although people say they should play at a higher level than that. We've shown that through the first quarter and a half so far, and again, the refs blow it dead and will walk them back.
It's holding on the Mounties.
Back to the 15, so yeah, it's a 10-yarder. And again, no secret, it looks like they're just going to work Anderson. You know, and they've gone with the run, Tom, but they've mixed it well in terms of going to Anderson just enough to get the defense thinking that way, and then...
So they have a 1st down and 20. Will the Mounties throw? Probably not.
I think so. They're going with 0 receivers. Danton's used that naked bootleg twice, and here he's going to throw. The lefty stands up, but will keep it himself. Now breaks loose, and...
Track meet.
Yeah, and it's Pennell, the only guy back as he cuts back at the 45-yard line. Pennell with the tackle, now a fumble, but the official is going to rule it dead.
Down. A nice open field tackle by Pennell. He was the only thing saving the touchdown. A 52-yard pickup.
I'll tell you what, when Dent raises that left arm like a big cobra in the backfield, watch this, everybody goes in the air.
Big number 72, Nick Griffith, had the pressure, but he got away.
Look at the posse chasing Dent, but he leaves them all behind. Here's Pennell, your senior, making the big play to stop the touchdown, and there's the loose ball, and you make the call at home. I've had enough problems with the CIF officials this year, Tom.
You have. You had a little controversy.
It was a misinterpretation. It was taken out of context.
There's that team speed again.
2 tight ends, everybody up front except for Akil Anderson as they send Vasquez in motion. And a little bit of a counter to Anderson there. He breaks through the first tackle, and Orange Lutheran stacks him up pretty well.
Lancers have done a really good job on Akil. His pickups have been short. It's Dent that's killing him.
It is. You're right. It has been Dent that's killed him. On a naked bootleg, he went 80 yards in the second quarter. That put him up 13-0. And then, as you saw just the play prior to that one, he picked up 35 yards.
Dent now has 4 carries, 170 yards.
What's that come out to?
That should be easy. About 42.5 a carry.
Orange Lutheran's defensive front, they said they were going to go with 8 guys. They have 6 up there now. The fake to Anderson, and now looking for the screen for Anderson, comes back and picks somebody up. The throw deep, Pennell is there, but he gets turned around. And Kenny Peffer, and now the ball is loose, and now the officials are going to say it's out of bounds. And Montclair Prep will keep it right there. So Peffer got Pennell all turned around back there, and Tommy just wanted to save the touchdown. He just tried to recover on it. Peffer makes the catch and then coughs it up, and it rolls out of bounds at the 9-yard line.
Pennell had the coverage pretty well, but Dent threw up a duck. It was actually short. The receiver came back and got it, and Pennell didn't know the ball was in the air. Again,
Dent's not the regular quarterback. He's a receiver, but they decided they wanted to get the ball in his hands a lot more. It's paid off tonight. He's already scored a touchdown and run for a whole bunch more yards, averaging, what, 42 we just said, huh? And now he throws that one. Again, everybody up front except for Anderson. And Dent with some hand signals sends Vasquez in motion to the right. Here's Anderson, just a straight off tackle, and he's stacked up right there. Big number 63 for Orange Lutheran, Jake Anderson. Most of the guys on the Orange Lutheran offensive and defensive lines under 200 pounds. They're tremendously outweighed up front in the trenches, so you got to outquick them, I guess. That's the only thing you can do.
The Mounties running a 9-man front, a quarterback, and a tailback. They have a receiver that they run in motion and run straight into the line, so there's a huge crowd in the middle.
7-yard line now. Second down as the Orange Lutheran defense reads and shifts, and there's the naked bootleg, except this time it looks like he's going to throw. He fakes it, and he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Montclair Prep. And it looked for a minute there, Tom, like Orange Lutheran had him stopped, and they were going to make him throw the ball out of bounds. A little feint, a little hesitation. It was enough to give him the room. He beats everybody to the goal line, and even took his foot off the gas at about the 2-yard line.
It looked like the Lancers had it covered. They had 3 guys on Dent, but the pump fake froze him. The pump fake can't freeze your defenders, because if he throws it, those 3 guys aren't going to do anything anyway.
So Dent continues to kill Orange Lutheran. He had the 80-yard touchdown before. He kept that drive alive on a nice scramble and toss. And before that, a run. And now he walks it in himself from the 7-yard line on second down.
They're going
on
for
the
2.
2-point conversion. This time he'll throw, and he's got a man incomplete in the end zone. Anwan Jones looked like he'd made the catch. The referee right on top of it says it slipped through his hands, touched the grass. No. 19-7 Montclair Prep. Here's the touchdown again, Tom.
Dent froze him with the pump fake, and you can't be frozen by that, because if he throws it, the guys chasing Dent aren't going to do anything in coverage anyway.
And Aaron Kenny, number 44 right there, just got tangled up. He almost he bought the fake.
It looked like the Lutheran D was in the right position to make a play.
Kenny with a nice play to come up and stop Dent. But Darrell with that great left fake. It's fooled Orange Lutheran on a number of times, at least 3 that I can remember so far. And it got Kenny tied up. And
what do? Do you put a guy just on Dent alone, and then Akil may run free?
And I think that's exactly what George Giannini over on the Montclair Prep sideline is waiting. He's going to just read and react. And as soon as Jim Kuna on the Orange Lutheran sideline says, fine, all right, we're going to stop your quarterback because he's driving us nuts. And they'll just go to the guy who's got 881 yards in the last 3 games, and those are playoff games.
And Dent has, I think, 881 in the first half.
They keep kicking to Holloway, and here comes the reverse to Young, but they fake it, and Holloway will keep it himself, looking for help, looking for some room. He's got a little of both and stumbles his way out to the 37-yard line.
Nice run by Holloway. If he squirts through that crack, he has 1 man to beat, and that was the kicker.
He's angry. Look at him. He's walking back to the huddle. He got up as soon as he hit the ground and just headed for the huddle.
It was a shoestring tackle. He wasn't happy to be caught by the ankle. He's wearing those black-on-black Johnny U booties.
The old Sandlot days.
He's making a fashion statement.
7 minutes to go in the opening half. We're in the second quarter at LA Valley College. Jim Watson, Tom Catlin, OCN Sports coverage of the Division 10 championship game. Montclair Prep and Orange Lutheran and the Mounties. MP on top 19-7, mostly on the strength of their receiver turned quarterback, Darrell Dent.
Hey, it's looking like a great call by their coach Giannini to switch Dent to quarterback.
Some notes to talk about in this game, Tom, and some of these are real notable in that Montclair Prep, only 5 seniors on their abbreviated squad this year. Orange Lutheran has 14.
So what that means is next year you move them out of Division 10.
Yeah, I think that's obvious at this point.
They've outscored their opponents 91-30 in the playoffs.
Darrell Dent, the quarterback, tonight anyway for Montclair Prep. Normally a receiver, he's getting a lot of notice, not just by us tonight, but Stanford, UCLA, Washington, Arizona State. A lot of schools in the West know about this guy, and they want him. Langston Woodbury, the other guy up front that's getting a lot of notice from D1 schools. The big guy, 290, Rainbow Warriors at UH, University of Hawaii, they like him. Arizona State, and that little public school, UCLA, also very interesting.
I think if there are some people watching, Langston Woodbury may get more notice than just Hawaii after this one.
First down for Orange Lutheran at the 42-yard line. Dan Young in motion, Giuliano under center, Stratton behind him, and further back, Jay Holloway. The give is to the fullback, Stratton up the middle, and he gets a little bit in a hurry out to the 46-yard line. They'll mark it. It'll bring up a second down and about 3 yards, and important for any team to get a good yard, good gains on first down, Tom.
Both teams showing they can move the ball. This is turning into a shootout, and that was not what was expected.
Yeah, the big white L there, no trouble moving the ball up and down the field. The only time they've really been stopped was on that fourth down at the 1-yard line.
I like the confidence they're showing. They're down 19-7, but there's definitely no quit in their step.
Let's keep an eye on Giuliano, see if he shows any favoritism on that right thigh. That's the one that's hurting. He puts the ball in the air and overthrows his receiver. Looks like Michael Crawford, who ran a little button hook at about the 45-yard line. Well covered. And Giuliano threw it only where Crawford could get it, nobody else, and it turns out just to skip off the grass.
Looked like he was throwing to a spot, and Crawford didn't get there.
Sophomore again, Michael Crawford, 135 pounds, and I don't even know if he's 16 yet.
He used to be your neighbor, and he's obviously very intelligent because he moved. That was a rip,
kid.
Chief.
I've become numb to them now, Tom. I just don't even pay any attention. Pay no mind. Holloway 7 yards deep behind Giuliano. They went to Stratton on first down. They go to him on third down, and I don't think he got it, Tom. I think he's going to be about a half-yard short. This is almost right in front of us. We'll see where they mark it, but I don't think he's got the first down.
They had a long two. I think they're going to have to call for a measurement. It's going to be the nose of the football.
What do you think? You're a little closer to me, and where they marked it is much closer than where it appeared to hit the ground the first time. Stratton walking back to the huddle. I think he's a little angry with himself. He thought he could have got one more step and picked up the first down with no vote.
I think it's about 4 inches short. It looks like, yeah, they're going to come out and measure.
Oh, stop. 4 inches?
I'm calling it from 900 yards away.
So they bring the chains out, and let's see. It's obviously an important first down for Orange Lutheran, and yeah, 4 inches, Tom.
Might be 6, sorry. It's the length
Lean
of the
out
football.
your locker, you're done.
It's the length of the football. This is quarterback sneak territory.
Fourth down, though. All right, Tom, let's play devil's advocate, America's favorite game show, and what do you do if you're Jim Kuna? You're going to roll the dice here on fourth down. You're now 19-7, 6 minutes in the second quarter. You going to go for it?
It looks like they're going for it. Giuliano's on the field. Either you go for it or you try to draw him off sides and then punt it away.
And there's Langston Woodbury, who will be the guy that will stop it if it gets stopped. I run away from him.
The tattoo on Langston's arm is bigger than I am.
So Giuliano and the Lancers need a first down.
I'm guessing they're going to try to draw him off or quarterback sneak.
Young in motion. See if they go off the right side here. And it's Giuliano right up the middle, and I think he's got it.
Yeah, he has it. You go with your senior. He's been in that situation many times, just not in a Division X final.
Good fake there, sending Young in motion. That got the linebackers and the D-backs talking to one another, and then Giuliano just stepped through an open door and picks up their first down. Good one for Orange Lutheran at this point of the game, down 19-7. They got to move it, Tom. I think they need to score before the half.
They've moved the ball consistently. Their only failure was the first drive when they fumbled. The second time they had the ball, they moved it all the way to the 1-yard line and just couldn't punch it in.
Giuliano checks the wristband, makes a decision, pulls up the socks, and comes to the line of scrimmage.
First and 10 from the 49.
The give is to Holloway, who was hit early, and it's going to be a face mask, and I think it's going to be the big fella, Langston.
It's got to be the big face mask, too, because he was hauled down by the face mask.
Yeah. Right as Holloway got the handoff, Langston Woodbury, who had gapped the Orange Lutheran offensive line, reached up with that big right hand and grabbed across the face mask, and looks like Holloway's okay. Although Todd Gravitt is working on his face mask for him. 5:21 to go as they walk it off, and Orange Lutheran keeps the drive going. You know, Orange Lutheran gets a touchdown here, Tom, and you know, not that they're out of it now, but really tightens the slack in the rope. And well, when you look at what has happened to them in this first half, I think they'd be real happy to go into the locker room, maybe down. Could be just 5 points.
Not only that, great phrase, tightens the slack in the rope.
I've been working on these, Tom, all afternoon, writing these down. Trips left now for Orange Lutheran, and they run the option. Giuliano wants to keep it himself. They said he wasn't going to run much tonight. He's down to the 30-yard line. He had a great quote after he scored the winning touchdown against Mary Starr in the semifinals. He said, "I don't think I've ever been in that much pain before, but this is the playoffs and you got to do it." Check it out, Giuliano again.
Right now it looks like he's hobbling a bit going back to the huddle. Just not a complete hobble, just a bit of a limp.
It's the right thigh, right? That's what they told us.
That's right. He put his head down, so there was no contact with his legs on that one.
Again from the eye. Stratton is your fullback, and Che Holloway, transfer from Tustin, in the big game for Orange Lutheran. There's the throw to Dan Young.
Nice toss.
A nice move on the outside down to the 21-yard line as he picks up a few extras, beats Keith Johnson on the corner.
Simple. Giuliano is seeing right over the top of the line. He can see who's open. Nice toss there. Young had a lot of room around him. It looked like they were playing off him a bit.
Michael Crawford, number 28, is the leading receiver for Orange Lutheran. Yet to get a ball tonight, but he's having an effect because it's left Dan Young open.
That's a first down and 10.
The big first down for Orange Lutheran as they continue to march. 4:10 to go in the second quarter, and now Giuliano shifts into the shotgun. He's got Holloway as an escort on his right side. 3 receivers in the pattern. Loose ball, and Montclair Prep says they have it, and that's the second time tonight Giuliano's had a little trouble with snaps, but the first time he was under center, this time from the shotgun, and either he took his eye off the top. Looked like he might have been a little high.
It's Mr. Woodbury. When he falls down, he's going to be near the ball no matter where he falls down. But there were 3 Mounties all over it. No one from Orange Lutheran even close. Woodbury, great fumble recovery.
That's a tough play for Orange Lutheran with 3:50 in the clock running in the second quarter. On the 25-yard line, they were moving the ball, and things seemed to be happening for the offense.
Woodbury's huffing and puffing on the sideline like that ball might have knocked the wind out.
Poor ball. 25-yard line now as Dent pitches to Akil Anderson. Orange Lutheran strings him out to the 28-yard line, and Kuna is looking down.
They're going to call a late hit on that one. One of the Lancers, it looked like he was blocked into him.
Giuliano talking with Jim Kuna, the head coach of Orange Lutheran, and they're saying, "My goodness, everything's working, but we can't get on the scoreboard again."
They are making the right calls offensively, moving the ball. They have moved the ball up and down the field, but only 7 points to show for it, and that is going to begin to hurt. Now the late hit on that play, it looked like the Lancers player was blocked into the man who was already down. He wasn't hitting him maliciously.
Major penalty, 15 yards out to the 44-yard line now. 3.5 to go in the second quarter. Orange Lutheran trails 19-7 to Montclair Prep. Orange Lutheran, the #1 seed in Division 10 before the playoffs opened. But I don't know when they made those seedings if they had decided Montclair Prep would be in this division. Obviously, a pretty good ball club.
It's 1st and 10 on the Montclair Prep 44. First back through, it looked like a fumble.
Rigo Vasquez, who came in motion and then hesitated right behind center, and takes a little handoff underneath for a couple of yards. Montclair Prep keeps it. Yeah, we'll give him, let's be generous, give him 2.5 yards on it. So second down now, 3 minutes, and the clock continues to run. Montclair Prep obviously in no hurry. They're up 19-7. And Orange Lutheran maybe a little frustrated right there, that defense.
They kept him from turning it up outside on that play, which is what they want to do. Akil is not getting outside, but Dent is.
The defense has done well in their initial mission, Tom, and that's to stop Anderson. But Montclair Prep has gone away from him.
Man goes in motion, they go that way.
And Dent fakes to Anderson, and now with a big rush, and 2 Lancers are there, and he's going down at the 35-yard line.
That's Nick Griffith and James Reed all over Dent.
And that's the first time they've been able to get to him. And I was waiting for that fake, that left-handed fake that he's been throwing up that's got the linemen off their feet. When these guys rush in at this level, they have a tendency to want to jump in the air and knock down passes and that kind of thing, and you got to stay on your feet and make the play.
Griffith and Reed, a great rush on the play. I thought they were let through by the Mounties. Maybe the Mounties thinking screen on that. They got to Dent.
Dent retreats over to the sideline, and they'll talk about it on a 3rd down and 17. So for Orange Lutheran now, Tommy, you work your timeouts maybe and try to get the ball back.
They're definitely thinking field position, and they're thinking the Mounties have not shown the ability to throw so far. So on 3rd and 17.
Yeah, besides the one play, which I think Dent did off the scramble, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he has not proven himself a drop-back passer, but he hasn't had to, at least to this point.
Good pressure by the Lancers on Dent all night. He's just been able to break it outside. He's shown the greater speed.
Good confidence builder for the defense, which had been fooled probably 3 times in the first half so far. The major one, of course, when Dent ran the naked bootleg 80 yards down the sideline, and really only one guy, Travis Paddock, had a shot at him, and that a long shot at that. Lutheran said they were going to have 8 guys on or near the line of scrimmage coming into this one. Said, we know Montclair Prep's going to run the ball. We don't know if they're going to pass it. We're going to make them show us that they can do it through the air. And again, they haven't had to. They've been able to move the ball on the ground between Dent and Akil Anderson, number 5. Anderson, of course, almost 900 yards just in the playoffs. He missed 6 games during the regular season. He's number 5. And now Dent says, hold on. This timeout, he's going back to the sideline again.
This is a 3rd and 17.
Now here's the downside to switching quarterbacks in the championship game. You got a guy who's not used to reads, and he sees something he doesn't like. Maybe they said, you go up to the line of scrimmage, and if it's not what you expect, then you call timeout.
Just trying to read the Lancers defense. What did they show? They showed 3 men drop back into coverage and 3 linebackers. 5-man line. Let's see if they change out of that.
So Dent walked to the sideline, and after a couple of nods, he immediately heads back to the huddle. So plan B, apparently, as you get a look at the Orange Lutheran fans who made the trip all the way up to Van Nuys.
A good crowd up the 101 to the 5. I understand they ran into a bit of an accident in downtown LA, which is pretty much par for the course.
You and I are both veterans of the commute.
I think the word the man used was bonehead.
3rd down and 17 for Montclair Prep as we near the end of the first half. The pitch to Anderson. He's got a couple of guys in front of him. Nice play by Jay Holloway, who took out the lead blocker right there.
And Chris Amato came over to finish him off, but nice play by Holloway to string it out.
Yeah, Holloway took care of Vasquez, the lead blocker.
Lutheran calls timeout. They want one more crack at the end zone.
This is what we talked about. Yeah, it was a 3rd and 17, and obviously Montclair Prep didn't want to risk an interception, so they just run it off tackle. And we're going to see the first punt of the game, right, Tom?
That's right. Jim
I didn't
Kunow.
miss anything, did I?
No, you didn't. Jim Kunow has to be thinking he's got great confidence in the offense right now. And they really do need a score going into the half right now, because you can't have 3 good cracks at the end zone and come away with nothing.
Orange Lutheran has been to the 1 and turned away. They got to the 20 and fumbled. So twice for Orange Lutheran, and if you figure they get one of those touchdowns, they're down by 5.
It's 4th and 13, and the good news for Lutheran is that Dent is not the punter.
But Anderson may be. I think it's going to be 88. Scott Stark, who kicks off and handles the PATs also. So Holloway and Young back to the 30-yard line. And they'll wait for the boot.
Looks like they've got a return near side set up.
Yeah, I think you go for the return here, and they do. Orange Lutheran backs off the line of scrimmage, and Stratton takes his time and kicks a strange ball that is handled by Young on one knee at the 31-yard line. So that's where Orange Lutheran and Joe Giuliano, their quarterback, will take over. And Giuliano fires onto the field, one glance at the scoreboard, and takes the troops into the circle.
He just has that march of confidence. It's great to have a quarterback like that. Young made a nice catch on that punt. What was that, a screwball? The thing was, you know, they say end over end. That was side over side.
It was. Noticed a lot of guys are doing that.
Looks like they're going out of the shotgun.
And quickly, Giuliano sets up the screen and goes underneath to Young. This play worked earlier, and he breaks a couple of tackles, Young makes a very good move, and it's only Dent, the quarterback, who gets him at the 28-yard line. But I'll tell you, that entire play was made by the block.
Great read underneath by Young. Young was thinking about coming near side, but when he decided to cut back up the middle, he found a tiny hole. Someone had him by the shoestring. He got away. That one good for 42 yards, just what the Lancers
Let's see
needed.
if we can pick up the block here, Tom. Who is this with the big block here? Right there. Oh!
We see no number.
Oh, it's the big fella, too.
It's got to be the biggest guy on the team.
I'm going to have to check that because we got to give him some credit. Giuliano quickly again. He's got a man on that side. He goes for Crawford, and no chance as it's overthrown out of bounds.
Giuliano, a good play. He looked into double coverage. There was a man underneath and a man behind Crawford, and Giuliano just, I think he threw it away on purpose.
Michael Crawford coming back to the huddle, just a sophomore. Shouldn't even be up this late. You see Keith Johnson, the cornerback, number 4, doing a little talk on him, working the psycho game on him.
There's some smack. It's Division 10, but it could be D1 smack.
Believe me, Crawford lived next door to me. He's heard it all before, Tom.
This is going to be a 2nd and 10 from the 29, the 28.
Minute 34, so time really not a factor at this point when you're that close, 27-yard line. And that underneath play has worked twice to Young, but I don't think you go back to it just this early.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking.
You got Stratton in the backfield next to Giuliano. Holloway with the black high tops with the seal-off block.
Yeah. Giuliano's thinking
a straight arm inside the 20, and there's a face mask. Yeah, Giuliano wants it. He gets it from the backside official, and yeah, gives the pump. Yeah,
he was sure
tacking on.
He tucked it under. He was thinking keep all the way. It looked like there was an option, but the option was for Joe to keep it.
Great seal block by Jay Holloway, who was lined up on the left side that time, and he just stepped up and squared off, just trapped everybody inside. Giuliano tucked it away. Designed play.
He picked up 9 on the carry and the face mask. Let's see where they end up spotting it.
Walk this one down near the 10-yard line. Let's see. Yeah. Keep going down to the 10. And that's where it'll be for Orange Lutheran. Again, Tom, this is the 3rd or 4th time in the contest that Orange Lutheran and Joe Giuliano have been able to move the ball down the field from the shotgun. Giuliano has got Holloway across the middle, the pump fake, and he throws to Dan Young for a touchdown.
Nice toss, Giuliano to Young. That was a laser.
Dan Young again, who circled just a little bit deeper than Jay Holloway, who was running the same route on the other side. And Young has a couple of touchdowns already.
Lancers, a highly impressive offense. We'll get the yardage stats too at halftime. What do? Do they go for 1 or 2? I think they go for 1.
Yeah, you go for 1 at this point. It's 19-13, so sure, you'd love to go in down just 5, and it seemed they would just a few minutes ago when they had the ball at the 20, but Giuliano fumbled out of the shotgun, and then they held Montclair Prep, get the ball back, and immediately drive down. Dan Young with 2 huge plays on that one. He picked up about 30 yards on an inside screen, and then he gets the touchdown right there. Giuliano under center now. The fake, and Giuliano will keep it, but there's all kinds of folks on that side, and he doesn't get in. He comes up about a half a yard short. So he is short. And with a minute 16, 19-13, but a big touchdown for Orange Lutheran, Tom, and I think they got to feel pretty good about it. You see the Orange Lutheran sideline, and there's a lot more enthusiasm over there now.
We have us a ball game. Giuliano to Young. Giuliano has spread the ball out, and let's take a look at that touchdown again.
Young again with the big catch. That's
Giuliano.
That's 4 or 5 catches now for Young on the night, and every one of them has been huge.
Well, Young deserved the honors after that big 42-yard pickup on the underneath pass. And Giuliano threw a laser.
Yeah,
coverage was not bad on Young.
And I think Young's the primary receiver because Giuliano goes back, gives that one pump fake, and then looks right to the spot where Young was and threw. We hadn't heard a lot about Young coming in. Crawford was the guy. They're fired up on the Orange Lutheran sideline. It's 19-13. They're back in the ball game with a minute and 16 to go in the first half.
It's anyone's game because both teams have shown they can move the ball.
Stratton to kick off. And a line drive, and it's gathered at the 10 by Dent. Darrell Dent works his way up the middle to the 37-yard line, and so that's where MP will take over. But I think they might just sit on it here, Tom. I don't know.
I don't know. With Dent back there, maybe they sit on it for one play to make it look like they're sitting on it.
Although sitting on it is running, and that's what they've been doing so far, and they've been breaking some big ones.
With Dent back there, just about anything can happen.
We're saying the bootleg before was 92 yards. Is that's right. Correct? Okay.
92 yards in about 8.5 seconds.
Yeah. So everybody between the hash marks, and the only guy back is Anderson, who gets it. And Orange Lutheran's defense is not being fooled right now.
That's a swarm. That's
4 or 5
Jake
guys.
Anderson and Chris Amato all over Akil.
Yeah,
they've done a good job on Akil. His numbers may be decent, but they've done a pretty good job stopping.
I think Akil's a little bit frustrated. You look at Jimmy Brown, 81 for Orange Lutheran. You know, both their offense and defenses played very well in the second quarter. Orange Lutheran has a lot to be optimistic about as they come out for the second half. They managed to climb back into the game after being down 19-7 and turning it over. They didn't lay down. They came right back. They get the touch, 19-13 with 10 seconds to go. Could be last by the first half to make it bootleg again. It's Dent.
That's the pump fake.
And Stratton is the only guy over there, and he gets fooled. And now it's Dent knocked out of bounds with 1 second.
1 second on the clock.
Travis Paddock. And I don't mean to pick on Stratton about getting fooled. You know, he tried to hold his ground there, and Dent just ran right around him.
I think at halftime, Kunau's going to say, disregard the pump fake.
Yeah. Now watch right here, 33. Yeah, he just doesn't have the speed.
He gets outside on Stratton, and I think Stratton may have gone for the pump fake. He froze him for just a second. I think they just have to disregard the pump fake, go straight for him.
Let's say that Paddock saved a touchdown there because it would have been close to the goal line before another Lancer had a shot.
And with 1 second
One second left. Yeah, it changes everything.
They're at the 22-yard line.
Another big play in the first half that's had a lot of fireworks. Here's the pitch to Anderson. I think he's going to throw it. He's going to throw it.
Thinking throw, nobody open.
Over the middle, and they're going to call a flag. And
right
I'll tell you
at the
what,
1 yard line.
Rigo Vasquez ran up the back of 2 Orange Lutheran Lancers, and I think they're going to call interference on Orange Lutheran, and I want to see it again because I think Vasquez is the guy who ran up the back of Orange Lutheran.
They may be talking about whether or not the pass was catchable, but they are. They're going to call pass interference on the Lancers. The half cannot end on a penalty, so with no time on the clock.
I think they're going to move this 10 yards.
With no time on the clock, Montclair Prep still with a chance to score. We'll see where they mark it.
This is a huge play. Again, from my angle, and I'm not going to criticize the officials. I just want to question it. I don't know, Tom. Do you get a look at it? I thought Vasquez had no right to the ball and just ran up the back of the Orange Lutheran corners.
There was a crowd at the 1 yard line. It looked like 3 Lancers on 1 Mountie. So the call goes against the Lancers.
So here we go.
Play to have from the 10.
Technically no time on the clock, but like Tom pointed out, can't end on a penalty. And Dent is back. And he's not going to get in. So a nice play there by Paul Mittman as he stops on Juan Jones. And so that's the way it should have been. No scores. It's not going to end it. So Jim Kunow will jog onto the tile as he takes his boys in. Tommy, really quick, your impressions of the first half. I thought Orange Lutheran showed a lot to come back there in the second quarter.
You know what it looks like? It looks like right now 2 evenly matched teams. Apart from Dent's speed, the team's very evenly matched, and this turning into much more of a shootout than we expected. The Lancers could very easily be ahead. They were stopped at the 1 yard.